This is a large storm system that's cutting across the country, and clearly this morning the strongest of the activity is shifting into the southeast, where these yellow boxes are indicating active severe thunderstorm watches. But I want to focus in here as we move to the north through portions of Pennsylvania, even West Virginia, moving through Virginia and moving off the coastline of Delaware. Some of the scattered activity that's starting to develop will start to shift northeastward toward us, and that is why we are looking at a severe weather potential here. While it's not as strong as what we're seeing down for areas to the south, it is something we are going to monitor. We have 2 rounds of showers and storms in the forecast. The first round later this morning between 10 to 1 will feature scattered showers, very scattered in coverage, but perhaps a few rumbles of thunder that I don't want you to be startled by. Then we move into the afternoon, and I would say 2 to 9 p.m. Really, it's even later. I would say probably after 3-4 o'clock that we start to see these storms shifting closer to our coverage area. And these storms could be strong, especially moving west of Worcester. The severe weather risk is increasing through the afternoon hours. There is a tornado threat. While it is low, it is something we're watching as you move west of Worcester through much of Worcester County into the Monadnock region of New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, and even far northwestern Connecticut. I do think that risk is really strongest through upstate New York, but some of that may hold together as it shifts eastward into portions of western Massachusetts and especially Vermont today. The hail could be rather sizable, over 1 inch in diameter in size for western Massachusetts. So that's another concern. In addition to lightning, downpours, there's likely going to be damaging wind, and we're likely going to watch for that hail and tornado threat as well. Clouds are very thick this morning along with the fog. In fact, the fog is something that we'll likely have a hard time getting rid of over much of southeastern Massachusetts, a spot where the potential for storms is very low. All of us feeling this humidity factor with dew point temperatures crossing into the 60s for many spots. So it's a warm and humid day as we cross into the 70s this afternoon. And so with this warmth and humidity, it's no surprise that the showers and storms are in our forecast. The 12-hour outlook for Boston does not show much the way of thunderstorms, but that's not the case everywhere. So here's a look at our timeline. You can see as we move toward late morning, 10, 11 o'clock, we start to see a few showers developing. I think there might be some lightning with this, but really not looking at much. So your morning plans are relatively okay here. Now, as we move west into western Massachusetts, as early as 1, we start to see some sun. That's ahead of the thunderstorms. That sun helps to heat us up, helps to develop these thunderstorms and turn them strong. So by 4 o'clock, there it is. Strong thunderstorm activity starting to shift eastward. And my concern is that as they shift eastward, while they do break apart, there may be a storm or two that still holds on to that severe level of strength. So watch for that through about 9 o'clock this evening. Thereafter, dissipating with just a few spot showers fading overnight. Tomorrow starts with sun, but clouds are thickening through the afternoon. There may be a spot shower or two. That risk is strongest north of Route 2. And unfortunately, this 7-day is staying very unsettled. A few drops possible Monday with some clouds around, but notice the temperature trend here. We go down into the 50s with an increasing likelihood for rain into the second half of the week. Jennifer Rondella.
All right.